I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again right now. The things that make you feel the most alone have the biggest potential to connect you.
Okay, Zay. I'll take a leaf out of your book. I came across this poem recently, which basically described the three kinds of friends that you'll meet in life. Those that are there for a reason, for a season, or for a lifetime. There are a number of people in my life who fall into the first two categories, but very few people who fall into the lifetime category. In fact, I could probably count all those lifetime friends on one hand. The truth is that most of the people I know are reason or season friends. This stems from the fact that I've always been a shy person, and making friends has never been my forte. As children, the kinds of friends we made were our classmates or our neighbors. In psychology, that's called the proximity principle. We make friends with those who are near to us. It makes sense that we would befriend the people we see on a regular basis, but people like your neighbors or your classmates don't always share the same interests you do. The majority of friends I made in my youth were people in my class or my neighborhood, but none of them were lifetime friends. We were pretty much friends for a reason, and that reason was proximity. It's a lot easier to make friends with people who live across the street, but living across the street doesn't always mean that you're compatible together. There were certainly friends from my childhood with whom I got on very well, but they ended up being reason or season friends because I was too introverted to try to make these friendships deeper and long-lasting. In terms of making friends, I expected things to change when I left for university. At university, you have the opportunity to meet people that aren't just your neighbor or your classmate. You get to meet people through the classes you take, the clubs you join, or through mutual friends. Because of this, you're more likely to come across people with the same interests as you, and so you're more likely to make friends with people who like the same stuff you do. One would think that by befriending someone who shares your interests, it would be really easy to develop a deep friendship with this person. After all, you both like the same things, so you probably share some personality traits and are thus more compatible together. But at university, that didn't really happen. I ended up making a number of seasoned friends, and while we had loads of fun times throughout our undergrad career, we didn't share as many interests as I had hoped. Every semester I signed up for certain clubs and attended meetings, but I was still too shy to talk to people who, like me, were there to volunteer, learn a new language, or talk about the films I loved. Ultimately, most of the friends I made were in the dorm or through mutual friends, and so I was exposed to a variety of different majors, personality types, and things that I initially hated but grew to love, like beer. Now university has passed, and we've all graduated and gone our separate ways. And while I consider these people as seasoned friends, that doesn't mean that they have any less value to me. In many ways, these people were different from me, but it was those differences that challenged the way I see the world and developed me into the person that I am today. And for that, I owe these friendships so much. It's harder to make friends in your post-grad life. At university, it's easy because we're presented with so many different opportunities to meet people. Now, I have to create those opportunities. My university experience has taught me the value of befriending people who are different from me. But at this point in my life, I just want to find people who share my interests. I want to find people who get as excited as I do when watching a soccer game, who geek out over juggling tricks and Harry Potter, who like to discuss things like online video and the future of the YouTube community. There are people who turn to the internet when it's hard to make friends in real life. The internet can be a really fun way to interact with like-minded people, through forums and tweets and video blogs. I've never made a friend over the internet. At least, not in the traditional sense, in which you check in with them daily and share your life with that person. Even among real-life friends, I'm a bit of a wallflower, and I'm the same way online, though the term for people like me is a lurker. That is, we see and read all the things, but we won't engage in discussion. Just as it's hard for me to walk up to someone and start a conversation with them, it's hard for me to initiate a discussion with a stranger online. So I'll go through the forums and read the interesting things that people have to say, but I have no idea how to initiate contact with someone and say, hey, I really like that thing you said, and we seem like we'd get along really well, and can we be friends? So I'm back at square one, trying to meet people in real life who share my interests. And I may have found a way to do that. From someone's suggestion in an online forum, ironically. Apparently there's this website called meetup.com where you can find people who like the same stuff you do. So if you're looking for people in Madison, Wisconsin who like to play board games, you can go on this site and search for those terms, and you'll likely find a group that hosts regular events for people who just want to play board games. It sounds really easy to do, and the reviews for the site have been pretty positive. I have yet to try it, but I figure I'll give it a go because why not? I'd like to hear what you guys think about making friends. What category do most of your friends fall under? Reason, season, or lifetime? For those of you out of school, do you feel like it's harder to make friends? How do you deal with it? For anyone who's tried meetup.com, what was your experience? Fairly positive or negative? I'd really like to hear your thoughts on this topic, but I also understand if you're a lurker and you'd rather not engage in discussion. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.